Alrighty. And before we get things started to be and Tyler, do you guys want to have a group agreement where we do a round robin on who does the intro? Because first it was Tyler, then it was Ben, and then it can be me, and then it could go back to being Tyler after I do it.
What do you think, B?
I don't know. This is a good question.
And that's fair. And I've been workshopping this intro, so before we get too carried away, I do want to get it out of the way really quick. And if you guys have any constructive criticism, even those in the comments, feel free to let us know. So, here we go. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to All Things Nerdy, the podcast for nerds from nerds. And we are here today joined by Ben, aka B Major, Tyler, aka
Hello!
the Dreaded Shadow, and myself, Jason, aka Crazy Fox Only 51, featuring a first-time special guest, AMV God from Team Ghost Trick.
Woo! Let's go! We finally got a special guest. It's about time.
Yeah,
about time.
How did I do?
Yes.
How did I do though? Cause
You good?
hell yeah, man.
You're good. That was good.
That was bueno.
Yeah,
sí, bueno, señor, lo siento.
I stepped it up on being a podcaster, even though it's been a year since we started. So, allow me to explain the ground rules for how future episodes will work. Whenever it's just us hosts, we will have a variety of 20 to 30 topics worth of video game news, upcoming movies, and internet drama, which, let's say for example, if somebody gets engaged, and if we're happy about it, and if we're happy to see our favorite content creators become parents, or if a piece of shit person ends up finding themselves under controversy. And for this one, this idea is inspired by the Unsubscribed podcast episode with the boys, to where we get a chance to get to know them more as a friend, if that makes sense. Which, speaking of, and also, to my first question for AMV, I've asked this was literally the first question I asked in the first Q&A that I did participate in, but what is, if there is a story behind your current name, what is the context behind it?
So, my friend Hatter, which, bless his heart, I hope he's doing all right, he came up to me about making a group channel, and I said, okay, I'll come up with a name. We like to play pranks on each other, so in turn, there's a Yu-Gi-Oh! Archetype called the Ghost Tricks. They are ghosts that like to play pranks on people as their lore. So I'm like, okay, we're a team. Ghost Trick plays pranks. Put those two words together, you have Team Ghost Trick. Bam, the name happened just like that.
Gotcha. And also, B, I saw what you said. We already talked about it in episode 13, so you don't need to worry about talking about it.
Alright, I wasn't sure if that was brought up or not.
Yeah, no, it was, and at the time I handled it a lot better mentally than I did from when I talked about it on my solo channel. And do you want to explain how we met, or should I? Because I'm down for either or.
Why don't you do it?
Was that to me or AMV?
I don't know. What was that?
I don't know.
I was like, what are y'all asking? I'm sorry.
Yes.
Yeah. So
I spaced out.
I did so. I was like, I thought you was talking to you.
Yeah, I was asking if you want to give the origin story of how we met, or if I should.
Oh, if you're asking me, we had met through Miss Fortunate's stream, I believe. It was her horror game show. and I think you were whooping my ass. Still kind of pissed about it, but I'm joking, by the way. Please do not take this out of fucking context. But man whipped my
I think everyone
ass,
has seen
even
that.
though
Not by
No,
much,
listen, the
but I
whole-
did.
not by much, but you whooped my ass, even though I'm like the horror kind of person. But listen, that whole thing was rude. We all know that Candyman has bees, not moss, but that's a whole different fucking story. Anyway, but yeah, that's how we met through there, and we've been friends ever since.
Yep. And this
Nice.
was back from October 2022 before I started
Yep.
my road to affiliate at the time. Because
was.
a fun fact for those who may not know, I started my YouTube channel November 16th, 2020, and my Twitch channel July 31st, 2021, because during both years, I was in high school at the time, and I graduated in the class of 2022.
Nice.
Just like I did.
Yep.
I'll say I feel old. I graduated back in 2020.
Mm.
You're not that old. Like,
I'm only
Not that much
24,
older
but
than
I
us.
feel like shit.
No, I
Oh, yeah,
get
co-
that.
Here in high school, wasn't I?
yeah, I don't know how many years apart we are, but I think you're 3 years older than me because at the time
Yeah,
of
23.
recording, I'm 20 years old and I turned
Yeah.
21 this August.
Okay.
Mhm.
I turned 24 in January when it comes back around.
Yeah,
Nice.
so that confirms you're 23 and B turns 22 this year.
About a month after Crazy does.
Listen, it's okay. Now y'all can say your first guess is an old fart. Listen, it's so fine. We don't gotta make fun
We're
of it
not calling you old, alright? Shut up.
No
Like,
one's
goddamn,
calling you old.
like if
Trust me, you're not old.
now. I know,
and
just joking.
and when it comes to like the members of our content creator group, the buddies, Lewis is the oldest member because that man is 41.
Yeah,
God.
he's old. He is old.
Fuck, all right.
And to Lewis, if you're listening to this, there was no malicious intent from when I was poking
None.
fun at you.
Absolutely none.
Yeah,
No, he
like...
meant every word. He meant every word, Lewis.
He
Run.
meant everything he said.
He's gonna find your address.
Everything that's come out of his mouth was facts.
It was. He just doesn't want to hurt your feelings. That's okay. I'm gonna tell you straight up. I don't even know who you are, but I'm gonna tell you straight up.
Yeah, like, what type of... To be 100% honest, what type of friend would I be if I don't poke fun at you or bully you out of love?
Shit, you're right.
Exactly.
That is true.
And from when Miss Fortunate was doing her horror show, B was there to help out on a question on my behalf. I don't remember which one it was.
I was.
Oh wait, no.
I don't either.
It just now clicked in my head. If I don't know which Nightmare on Elm Street movie it's from, but the line was, "I'm your girlfriend." Wait, no, I'm your boyfriend now. I almost said the wrong gender, but I corrected myself on time. And it was Freddy Krueger. And the first question that I did get out of the way was, based on the description, a character that wears a fedora with a red and black sweater. And I was like, yep, that's Freddy Krueger. And
Yeah.
I do want to get into the Nightmare on Elm Street movie franchise at some point. Same case of Friday the 13th, because the only film I've seen with both of the characters in the movie is Freddy versus Jason.
Yes. Well, technically, if you want, it's the Jason Goes to Hell at the ending where Freddy pulls down the mask while it's on the ground. If you want to be technical, but we ain't count that. It's okay. Don't worry. I see B just like, no.
Yeah. And of course, like, we all like have like our different origins on like how we started our content creator journey. But because of the fact
Yeah.
that you're the guest, I'll let you go first, and then we could like do the hosts in alphabetical order, either by first name or by username. Which it would be like the same way, either or.
Gotcha. Well, hold on one sec.
Okay, so He's muted for a bit because he's talking to someone.
Mhm.
Alright, so while he's gone, what do you guys want to yap about for a bit while he's AFK?
Hmm.
Yeah,
Good question.
I'm gonna wait until he's back to pretty much yap about like the origin
Nope.
stories.
That was fast.
That was
Sorry,
unexpectedly fast. It's all good.
No, you're good. Trying to take care of my mom as well, so it might be a little kind of iffy stuff going on. To answer the question though about where I started, if you want to be technical, I did have a channel before Team Ghost Trick where I made AMVs. Started that back in middle school, so I've edited videos since then. But with the deletion and stuff, I quit doing those for a little bit and started doing the gaming channel, which right now it's hard working 2 jobs with like 12-hour shifts close to each other,
Mhm.
plus doing YouTube and Twitch, also editing, making the thumbnails and all that, because I'm just right now a one-man crew with all their guests not being able to really help out or whatever. But between that and having chronic illness, it's kind of been hard to keep up and push out content as much as I would like to.
Gotcha. And from what I did say that the hosts could go after you if we go in alphabetical order,
Mhm.
B would be up first, so I say he should go, and then I will go next.
All right. Let's get this out of the way.
That
Right.
sounded so good.
It did. It felt good. All the
Good.
stress in my body has just been like withered away.
Nice.
That's good to hear.
It's great. But yeah, so I started my content creator journey in July of 2022.
And
The first, sorry, no, you go.
Yeah, and a little thing I do want to add was that your first video was that you were calling out YouTube for wrongfully banning me because it was
I
hacked to
did.
where it was terminated for 2 months at the time.
Yeah, that was my first video. I was actually planning on going through it, my first few videos and just changing the titles around a little bit so they're not, like negative as well, not as negative, but like still like, why would you do this?
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, those were my, actually, let me see, what were my first 3 videos? Because I know that my first video was me being like, hey, YouTube, what the frick, man? I don't remember what let's see, hold on, give me 1 second.
You're
good.
And your first VOD was from when we were playing Dead by Daylight for the first time as a group together,
Yes.
because it was a few months old at the time.
The my first 3 videos were basically just drama with YouTube, and then hey, it's back, and then more drama, but with a different person.
Sounds about right. No, fucking my bad. I didn't
Well,
mean to
and then after that was is all gaming videos basically.
Yeah, like
Yeah, no.
Just started off with conflicts and then, all right, let's start gaming.
exactly.
Yeah.
Basically, I was just like, here, let me rant. Cool, let's game.
Well, yeah.
So-
How else you gonna get your content pushed out?
Right.
So, as a group, we talk about ideas with each other, and we bring delivery in the best of our ability, but when it comes to editing, I've been editing the videos for the buddies since the beginning because I've been editing my own videos since 2021, and I am by no means any professional when it comes to editing, but I do give some good editing, like throw in some texts to where to give like some better understanding on the context on what's going on, throw in a meme to where it calls for it when it comes to comedy, rather it be through a clip and or a sound. And I like, we can go on all day, but we would be here all day if we start talking about it in this podcast. So, anyways, on how I started my content creator journey, like what I said, I was in high school at the time, and I pretty much started it as a hobby because 10-year-old me wanted to be a YouTuber at the time. And I still had the dream to this day, and then here I am now at the time with 403 YouTube subscribers and 487 Twitch followers. And Tyler was one of the people that I told them about from when I started my YouTube channel at the time. Like, I told my classmates that, let alone the ones that I'm friends with, that I started a YouTube channel. And what I started with was that I started off with, like, a few songs that I made with a mobile app called GroovePad, and then I just pretty much extended into gaming content, and I just pretty much said, you know what? I'm just gonna roll with what I got and just have fun with what I play, you know? And to be 100% honest, like, I'm like at the side of YouTube to where I just play what I want for fun versus playing what the algorithm wants me to play. And it's a pain in the ass to get into new games while you're broke. So, like, most of the stuff that I get is, like, usually either for my birthday or for Christmas. For example, I got Devour for my birthday last year, but I haven't had the chance to play it until last April, and I do want to get into it more.
Lucky you still get gifts on Christmas and birthday.
I feel that on so many levels.
Yeah, in this case, may I give you a suggestion? You should start a Th1ngs, that way your supporters can gift you stuff. Like, for example, B gifted me this D&D dice tray and a USB hub splitter, which I'm currently using my USB hub splitter because it makes things 10 times easier on wiring management.
Nice.
And with a press of a button, I could just turn on the usage of the controller and then turn it off when I am not using it.
There you go.
Smart.
It really is.
Yeah, smart strategic thinking. Alright, so back to where I started. I was known as Crazy Ninja 51 back then. I thought that shit was cringe, so I just added the word Fox in the middle between of them, and then 2023 I changed it to Oni because I got tired of asking people kindly to not call me Ninja because of how overused that nickname was. And I honestly thought that the nickname Oni suits me a lot better, given the fact that the idea of it was as a way to represent the fact that I do respect Japanese culture and I am an anime connoisseur. Even though that there's not a whole lot of animes that I may know about versus some that I do know about. For example, Tyler and I did finish watching Solo Leveling together a few days ago, and this may be a hot take coming out of me, but I do think that's the best anime of all time.
Listen, some people might have a different opinion, but I've seen maybe like a clip.
It's peak. You should honestly watch. It's popular for a good reason.
No, it looks pretty good. I saw, what was I don't know the episode. It's the one where he fights that giant bug, brings him back, and it just like, give me a name. Yeah, I don't know the name, sorry.
Yeah, I think you're talking about season 2, episode 11?
11 or 12.
Yeah, 11 or 12. And then he becomes a shadow in episode 13 because season 2 is pretty much the Shadow Monarch era of Sun Jin-woo.
Basically, season 1 is the story behind how he got so powerful. Season 2 is the one where he gets all, I'm going to fight now, and I'm going to go ham.
Okay. Gotcha.
Basically, you want action, season 2. You want the origin, season 1.
And when it comes And back on topic when it comes to how I started my content creator journey. After I graduated high school in the class of 2022, that was from when I took content creating seriously. Because after I turned 18, I was like, okay, I can make as much content as I want, and I can fulfill my dreams of being a full-time content creator one step at a time. Because
Mhm.
I think it was Ali Panda VT who said this, but it's better to take things one step at a time than getting it right off of the rip. Because if you think about it, as a small content creator, if you grow slowly but surely, it buys you time to connect with the community that you build.
Mhm.
For example, at the time
Mm-hmm.
of recording this episode, I did a small Five Nights at Freddy's stream, and there was a conversation that I had with a new chatter because we were like being nerdy about Five Nights at Freddy's at the time, which was getting my mind off of the stress given the fact that I was in a bit of a panic in night 2 because every time I hear Foxy's humming, I just close the door immediately because I just get fucking spooked every time I hear it.
Just a little girl comes up, goes la 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 la.
Yeah,
It's like, oh, fuck this.
Now screw this. I'm done. No.
yeah,
Close out.
I'm out.
exactly.
I'm done. Bye.
Yeah, yeah.
Bye.
I
Bye,
just basically say
everybody.
later, bitch.
Like nope. I'm
Yeah.
out of here.
And my
Yep.
content most of the time, whenever it's like July to November, it's been mostly horror game content because, and that's what's been doing good when it comes to my gaming content. And then
Mm-hmm.
from December 2023, I started my IRL channel to where I just like do vlogs,
Mhm.
cooking videos, and if you guys know the Halloween industry, I usually do some vlogs, like, let's say, for example, for Halloween sections for Home Depot, Lowe's, and if they were still around at the time, Party City and Big Lots,
Mm-hmm.
and the well-known one, Spirit Halloween, and I would love to do, like, a vlog to where I'm, like, at a Halloween event at some point, just not 100% sure which one yet, and I did say this in my IRL channel, but when it comes to vlogs, 9 times out of 10, whenever somebody gives commentary, it turns out to be cringe. And I just say,
Mhm.
hey man, I'm one of those content creators that lets the recording speak for itself when it comes to the vlogs. Especially when it comes to the Halloween animatronic vlogs, because that allows the viewers to both see the action and hear the audio that they have to offer as a character.
Mhm.
And from when I started my Twitch channel, as a fun fact, I pretty much did 2 streams at the time because the first one was an early morning stream to where I was playing the Mining Dead server in Minecraft, which, speaking of, I do want to get back into that at some point.
Mm-hmm.
And the other was Among Us. And it was a few hours after I got my second shot of the COVID vaccine.
Okay.
And it was also from when I got my current pair of Vans that I've had since that day. Because it was for my senior year at the time.
Nice.
And from when I started to become a Twitch affiliate, that was the first step for me to become a full-time content creator. And we all know that I have a long road ahead if I want to try to get Twitch partner.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm probably going to
Mhm.
wait until I have at least 10,000 followers on either Twitch or 10,000 subscribers on YouTube to apply for a partnership like Moist Critical's Cheeky or Gamer Subs, for an example. Which, speaking of, for those who wants to support us when it comes to energy drinks, make sure you use code YUP-ITS-THE-BUDDIES at rogueenergy.com. Or, if you want to support AMV's group, make sure you use code Team Ghost Trick, I want to say.
Yep, it should be Team Ghost Trick. If not, T Ghost Trick, something like that, in all caps. I'm going to say this. Cookies and cream. Best flavor. You put it in milk. Really good.
I'm
Nice.
gonna be honest with you, I'm a sucker for
Sounds good.
cookies and cream when it comes to dessert
Pussy?
snacks.
Yeah,
I heard.
I would hope, unless, I ain't
What is
judging,
pussy?
but-
Would I even
Pussy's cookie and
concerned?
cream, baby. You know.
Oh, that's good cookie and cream.
Oh shit, man! I'm diving right in.
I love
Fuck
pussy.
shit. Anyway,
Oh, I'm about to die.
I'm diving in that motherfucker right now.
this pussy up, maybe more.
Oh, I'm getting some cookies and I'm creaming.
Oh my god. Okay, so
That's amazing.
Alright, so jokes aside, because of the fact that I accidentally said it wrong, cookies and cream is the best dessert flavor, hands down. Especially when it comes to ice cream.
Agreed.
Yep, we are definitely brothers in our friendship at this point.
It's okay. I'm gonna hear whatever y'all said in a minute, because when I hit my mic with my hat, it knocked the voice meter off, so I had to apply it to hear what was going on.
Alright, so Tyler, it is your turn now. How did you start your content creator journey?
I was bored. I wanted to have fun. So
That's
I made
fair.
a few
Fair enough.
videos on me. So I've made a few meme videos, a few clips from certain games, Fortnite included, and I'll be honest with you. After those videos, I'm just like, I'll just wait until I feel like making more. Honestly, like not much to it, but I'm not much of a content creator myself. I'm just gonna say I'm just doing it for fun.
Yeah,
Listen,
so
I feel
you're
you.
pretty much just doing it for funsies at this point.
Oh, 100% for funsies. And when I get an idea, when I see something inspiring, yeah, I might make a video, maybe two, who knows. But until then, I'll be like, I'm gonna start gaming solo.
Yeah, and when you get a better PC, I honestly think that you would make a good gaming content creator, if I'm gonna be 100% honest with you.
Would you think I'd be better in the comedy section, or just entertainment in general?
Why not do a balance of both? Because that's what I do when it comes to my content. Like, how I described myself on stream on how I can be when it comes to my personality is that I'm pretty much like Deadpool if he was a balance of cringe and funny and has no filter when it comes to the jokes that he makes.
But you know I'm the one with really no filter, and I'm real sus with my jokes.
Yeah.
You know me.
Like, like
I'm
with
like the
that one
Woody
joke
Warrior
where I
with-
accidentally said pussy and cream.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting cookies, and I'm about to cream.
Just
Yeah,
start
that-
rubbing your hands together.
That accidental mispronunciation is gonna be a meme at this point. I can already smell it from a mile away.
Listen,
Pussies
if
and
your
cream.
community wants, just put it on a tub and just have it as like a shaker flavor, pussies and cream, and just put your face
Bro,
on top of it.
That would, if you think about it, that would make it hilarious, yet a fire merch design.
Listen, that or a Twitch emote. There's like spamming Twitch chat.
You know, I just thought of a good logo for that flavor. Think of this: a tub of ice cream with, pussies and cream as the title, but there's a lady squatting down. Don't worry, she ain't naked, but she does have like a bunny outfit on.
Well, I'm out.
Just
Oh,
a
wait,
bunny
buddy,
girl
wait, I'm back
squatting in
in.
a
I'm back in.
tub.
Hold up.
In between the tub, and the tub just says pussies and cream, while the bunny girl just straight up squatting in between, like 90-degree angle, basically, and right between the legs, right below the puss. There's the pussy and cream.
It always has to be a 90-degree.
That's
fucking
fire.
angle.
We should do that for a merch design, man. Especially with a collaboration with somebody.
Mhm.
Oh, that would be fire.
Just goes around town just wearing the shirt.
Just like
Imagine fucking rare. Yeah. You like my shirt? I'm just rocking my favorite drink in the world.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
like,
don't like
there's,
those things?
like there's this artist I'm friends with by the name of Tiny Cactus Art. She calls herself Tiny Gremlin Art when it comes to her safe for work art. But she's currently working on like a merch design to where it says cactus juice.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah, so, and when it comes to how Team Ghost Trick and the buddies met, it was from when we were doing the 2023 edition of Rate Them More, and I got fucking roasted for my takes.
You really did. Listen, man. It's all on TikTok and Twitch, YouTube included. You
Are
get your ass
did you
fucking
post it on
roasted.
TikTok? Oh my god, I gotta see this.
It was the one where it was Blight's Mori, and you rated it, and I said, yeah, just like my mother.
Damn.
Because you were saying he
I don't think I've
did that.
seen this. I don't think I've seen this. Can you tell me in
Alright,
great
look at
detail
just
what it's about?
so it was Blight's Mori, and he was using the syringe on I think Th1ngs' neck, and Jason or Fox Honey was like, "Yeah, he just drugs you to death." And I snickered, is just like, "Yeah, just like my mother."
Oh, I'm surprised
Yeah,
I'm not
got
following
him.
your TikTok yet. Now I am.
What the fuck?
That's
you know what?
amazing.
Listen, you ain't following my TikTok. I'm leaving.
Fake friend.
Yeah, for real.
Bro, what do you mean fake friend?
At least no one told Wendy.
Who's Wendy?
Wendy's not TikTok.
Ah! We got guys. Unbelievable.
I thought I knew everything.
I can't believe he would do
Listen,
that.
man. Listen, you told me when we were rating them more, you're a bottom, so you might like that shit.
What?
I'm just saying.
I never said I'm a bottom. What?
Yes, you did.
Wait.
You said
Wait.
you told me before you're part bottom.
It's in the video you posted, motherfucker.
What video, bro?
When we rate them more.
I never said that. Oh my! I'm gonna have to look back at that, and then I'm gonna be like, "Yep, I call bullshit." Oh my god!
And in worst case scenario, you're gonna be like,
Holy shit, Ghost was right.
just that Miles Morales meme where he goes,
Yeah, just
Mhm.
like, "Oh hell no, man, bro, tweaking."
yeah, bro, tweaking, man. I am taking this hoodie off because I am sweating for some reason. Like it's not.
Damn it, I
even
forgot my
that-
dollar bills.
Okay, one, you are in
It's not
Florida.
even that
Air
hot, and
conditioning-
I am somehow sweating.
Sorry, I don't have any dollar bills. I'll just imagine.
You,
Hold
you
on.
are in Florida. You know the heat out here.
Florida's
Humidity
heat is fucking
hot,
brutal,
no.
if I'm gonna be honest with you.
I
Like,
wish
if
I
you
have
can
rain
wear
right now.
hoodies at 90-degree weather, either you're a psychopath, or you just take the heat like a champ.
basically Damascus for the hot.
Turn yourself into a sauna.
Exactly.
No, they're
That's how it was
basically
written.
baking they're basically turning their shirt into an oven at this point.
Like I said, it's a sauna.
Yeah.
That ain't no
You're basically in
sauna.
a sauna.
That's the freaking desert heat. It goes from sauna heat to desert heat real fast out here. Trust me.
Yeah.
You don't want to feel it. Imagine going to the beach in the hot sand barefoot. Like it'd be like touching freaking coal.
I would say the hot coal shit.
Yes. Yeah, like if I like next time if I go swimming, I should just like go with like either like a pair of sandals to wear or just buy a pair of Crocs.
Or flip flops.
Mhm.
Nah,
Ew.
nah. If I wear Crocs, I don't have to wear socks underneath of them.
Mm.
I personally do because I'm a weirdo.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair. For me, it would depend
fair.
on the Crocs. Like, if it's like the normal foam that you wear on your feet, then I'm just gonna wear them as they are. But if it has like the fur inside of it, then that's when I would wear socks underneath.
Oh no, I do for both.
And
I just feel comfortable wearing socks on my
Mhm.
under my footwear. Like it doesn't matter what kind of footwear it is, even if it's a sandal, I'll probably wear a sock in between it, like a freaking weirdo 40-year-old freaking hobo.
I don't know what I'm doing.
What the fuck was
Why
that,
would
bro?
you do
Are you
that?
fucking constipated? Like, what was this?
No, no, like I don't know what that Star Wars creature was called that was trying to do like an impersonation from.
You trying to do a fucking Wookiee?
No,
Tungsten
yeah,
Raider?
Wookiees would be like a. Yeah, yeah, and
Shingo goes. Brrr.
yeah, like what was like the first horror movie for you guys from when you first started to get into that genre?
Child's Play when I was 5, like maybe like a little
Same,
something around 5 or something like that. Yeah,
Same.
boy.
Child's Play.
I'm gonna put you in
Color doll with a knife.
That's actually a good question.
Pizzazz.
The first horror movie I think I've ever seen that like really got me into the franchise. It's probably the first Nightmare on Elm Street.
Nice.
Yeah, my first.
I
horror
watched
movie.
that, I want to say 5 or 6 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, my first horror movie was Jeepers Creepers, because at the time it was back from my 2018 Halloween party, and then we watched Clown after that, and then like a few years later I start to get into more horror films like Freddy vs. Jason, It. And the new one, to be specific, because I honestly think that from the snippets that I've seen, the old one is cheesy as hell, and if it's cheesy,
That's what makes
then
it
it's
good.
not a good look.
Just makes it good.
Mm-hmm.
The one's
And
a classic.
later on in my life, I got into the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Halloween,
Mm-hmm.
My Bloody Valentine, Trick or Treat.
Yep.
Which I'm gonna be honest with you, Trick or Treat is honestly one of my favorite slashers, but do I think it's the best
Yeah.
one? For its time, yes, but I do think Leatherface takes the cake on best slasher in my eyes. Because we all have different opinions. You're allowed to have your opinion if you agree or disagree. But I do agree with the 1980s horror fans that Jason is the best 1980s slasher.
Yeah.
And
I bet I can probably name a horror movie. You guys don't know what I'm talking about, but it's a little more cheesy. I don't remember the name. I'm trying to look it up as we speak.
do you want to
It's
know?
about these.
You want to
Okay.
know a fun horror film that I've seen? Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Yes, bro. The game
Oh,
was
that's
fun.
a fun one.
They kind of fumbled.
Oh no, they fumbled.
They've kind of fumbled a little bit, but
Uh-oh.
there's
That's
this
not good.
movie back in 2006, and it's called Stay Alive. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about.
Sounds familiar.
No, I've never heard of it.
So it's a group of these people. They go to a video game store. They buy a video game and start playing it. In order to get the play, they had to read this incantation, and the incantation literally meant if they died in the game would come into real life and kill them. So they would always play in the game, and then they died because they died in the game, and it would be the exact same way they died in the game.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah,
Yep.
that
And the
sounds
only
like
way to
Yeah.
Yep, and it doesn't help either that the map was where they lived, so they were able to go to the exact locations.
So,
That's cool.
and when it comes to films that I've seen that lies in the horror genre, I'm not 100% sure if you guys would count The Purge. Me, honestly, it's more so of an action movie than a horror movie when it comes to the first movie. but I have seen the Five Nights at Freddy's movie in theaters, and that was the first horror movie that I've seen that is based off of a video game. And
Yeah. They did a very good job with that.
Yeah, critics
did,
just shit on the movie, and
That's why it's
They
getting
did.
DVD.
Undeserved.
I have not
Listen,
seen the movie yet, sadly.
Goosebumps and Beetlejuice are the two family-friendly horror movies that I've seen. I don't count Corpse Bride as a horror movie. It is horror adjacent, but it's not a horror movie in my eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And horror film, and I've also seen Fear Street. And other horror films that I do want to get into later this year because of a Halloween event that I'm going to be hosting later this year is The Conjuring and Insidious. And the new It is going to be first by community vote. And then we're going to go Fear Street, then The Conjuring, then Insidious. I haven't watched the full movie of The Conjuring yet. Neither did I watch the full movie of The Curse of La Llorona. But I do think that The Curse of La Llorona is good so far. And Smile and Pet Cemetery are other horror films that I do want to get into at some point.
Have any one of you three seen Child's Play 2019?
Oh, fuck that. I ain't gonna watch it because I've heard bad things
about it. No, I haven't.
Dude, it's terrible. Oh my god.
Yeah, I would rather hear Brad Dourif as Chucky than Mark Hamill.
Yeah.
Like, I love Mark
Hamill. Mark Hamill, the voice.
The original.
Yeah, let me just Bluetooth my finger fucking ET phone home bullshit to control a fucking drone.
Saw Blade and all that, yeah. All these drones and stuff. Yeah. I mean, it was pretty stupid to change the original, and then instead of possessing a doll, they just went the whole, oh no, it's just a robot now, and it just basically comes alive.
Yeah, you want to know what would be a fun death battle?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Chucky versus Megan.
Ew.
That would be fun.
You did not just fucking bring up Megan. No.
Chucky versus Annabelle.
Oh, speaking of Annabelle, I have a figure of her.
Well, you're cursed.
How am I cursed? Like,
it's Annabelle, you fool!
It's not the cursed Annabelle doll.
You don't know.
Suddenly appears right behind you.
Shrunk in the wash.
You lying motherfucker.
What's that, Annabelle? I should kill him? Yeah, okay.
Oh, Annabelle? Yeah, he is a doofus. Yeah, I fooled him.
Oh, you like the idea of pussies and cream?
You like the idea of pussy and cream?
Nice.
I'm about to cream. I'm about to buzz.
Yeah, I made this joke once and I'm gonna make it again. If you learn something new, you're gonna bust by the information we gave you.
So fucking cheesy. Okay.
Yeah, he made the joke in episode 11 and B and I were dying from laughter. Like,
oh my god.
And what he said got quoted the month for March 2025. I almost said 2020. We're not there yet.
Imagine literally getting a woman to be like, hey, can I get some whipped cream real quick before you plan to do her? And instead of literally doing her, you literally just put whipped cream all over her privates.
Oh no.
Damn, I like it, Picasso.
Oh god.
Yeah, so yeah, like,
that really is pussy and cream.
So we pretty much like gave the origin story onto how we started our content creator journeys. Like, what type of cool things have you done as a content creator? Thinking about like what all you've done as well as what you've achieved from it.
I mean, I've made a very amazing community. Love you guys, by the way. I've had a video almost as I'm speaking right now, it's at almost 100K views. It's right now at 95,000. Got the podcast started mine. I'm not gonna plug it. I'm not gonna do that to you all.
If you want to promote it, you're welcome to.
I mean, listen, Ghost Trick Podcast, YouTube, Spotify, go check it out. Anyway, but we got all that settled. I've met an amazing community through playing some Bakugan, the newer games that have come out. We've done horror, we've done all that.
I'm sorry. Hold on. I'm sorry. Did you say Bakugan?
Yeah, there's 3 new games that fan made.
Brawl.
Baku Project, Blocks You Gone on Roblox.
I just got some Bakugan in the mail the other day.
Yeah, shit. But yeah, no, Baku Project, it's made on Unreal Engine. It's got season 2 right now, which they finished season 1, but I just like Blocks You Gone a little bit more. Advanced Sprawl is more Dueling Nexus style. It's more of like a tabletop kind of simulator.
Okay,
Okay.
that's cool.
Controversial take, but Bakugan or Beyblade?
Bakugan.
Both.
Bakugan.
Next question. You got to pick one.
Only one, my
Side.
guy.
You gotta pick a side.
Fuck you too. I got 2
No.
of them, bitch. Anyway.
Yeah, wait, no. Watch this. Ready?
I'm personally Beyblade fanatic.
No forbidden.
I thought you were literally gonna.
gonna.
Okay, wait, I'm a day. I thought he was literally gonna go let it rip, and I'm like, yeah, that's what I do. Anyway.
Beyblade, let it rip.
Anyway.
Rip out the front and back.
And
Exactly, spin it around.
And I do know that one of the main games that
Nice.
you play is Dead by Daylight, and I started to get back into it
Mm,
last December because I was gifted the game for Christmas last year because back then
Dude.
I used to play it through a library share, and then I just pretty much stopped doing that with the multiplayer games.
You know, Dead by Daylight right now, maybe it'll be saved with the Five Nights at Freddy's chapter. It's just not been the game for me anymore. So I quit playing after the Ghoul PTB. I tried that out, but it was before that I stopped when the Oh My Oni video came out, where Oni was the giant killer and y'all were tiny survivors.
Ooh.
Yeah, and I'm gonna
Well,
be
that sounds like that
100%
would have.
honest. I am looking forward for the Five Nights at Freddy's collaboration in Dead by Daylight, and we're gonna get into more details about that in All Things Nerdy episode 15 because this is episode 14 right now.
Yep. And then you also got to talk about The Witcher coming as a survivor.
Yeah, that too.
Wait, that was announced?
Yeah, and
Yes,
it's also
right after the
confirmed
Five Nights
that
at
we're
Freddy's
gonna have
trailer.
2 Walking Dead survivors, but we're not gonna have a killer from the franchise.
Because there's just zombies.
Yeah, they're just zombies. Why
Unless
would
if
you want to
you
have
want to
to
go
cook
for a
that?
survivor who's a piece of shit, like Negan, for example.
Listen, you bring Negan in, money.
Yeah, to be 100% honest, it felt weird to see Negan come into Tekken 7 as a guest character. Thinking
Oh yeah,
about
that
it
is
now.
true.
But
I forgot about that.
But I was happy to see Clive Rossfield make it into Tekken 8. So, and I do think that there's still hope for Tifa to make it in as a guest character for the promotion of Final Fantasy VII Part 3 when it comes to the remake.
Dude.
And when it comes to fighting game ideas, I still think this would be a cool idea to see, but imagine Kazuya Mishima or Hihachi as a guest character for Street Fighter 6.
Okay.
Ooh. That'd
Listen,
be cool.
If anything, I want a
Yeah,
remaster of fucking Jump Force.
Like
Yes!
Let me get a remaster of Jump Force, my guy.
Dude,
just like it's like another game of it.
Jump
That would be
Force
awesome.
had so much potential,
And then
and they fumbled it.
Yeah,
But
it's because of the
The
marketing.
potential is there.
Yeah, they
my
just
main
need to
was
Give
Yu-Gi-Oh!
us a
Yu-Gi-Oh!
sequel.
I was Yu-Gi-Oh!
Make a sequel.
sequel and make it a million times better. Kind of like they did with Dragon Ball
Yes.
Xenoverse 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yes,
are you guys
you
talking
do
about
that,
one fighting
I
game
will
where it
give
has
you
mainstream
$80 for
anime
that game.
characters?
Yeah, you could play as Yugi in a
Yes.
fighting game from Yu-Gi-Oh!
which is
play
hilarious.
Goku.
Yeah.
And I did see that you could also play as Izuku Midoriya, aka
Uh-huh.
Deku, and
All Might was in
Naruto,
there. They added
and-
Kaiba. They've added.
Yeah.
Is Dio the yellow outfit guy
Yeah.
from JoJo's Bizarre
Dio's the
Adventure?
yellow. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How the fuck you gonna ask that question? I thought you were an anime nerd.
yeah. I don't know a whole lot about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Honestly,
Fake.
same. I haven't
Get
seen
out.
it.
Get out. I'm taking over. Go.
What do you mean?
All right, bye.
I ain't leaving this bitch. Like, hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm taking over this podcast. I own 2 podcasts.
You telling me to leave, motherfucker?
I will tell you to fucking leave. Let's go.
I have the same sword, buddy.
Hey, well, guess what, motherfucker? 2 can play that game.
Oh, it's war, buddy. It's a war.
Shit.
Wait, hold on.
Oh my God.
Those aren't the only 3 prop swords I have. Hold up. I'm pulling a skull face style on your ass. No, my skull face, just for clarification.
Oh fuck, Beast Guinness.
You call that a sword?
God. YouTube, don't demonetize us. We're not using them for real purposes.
Yeah,
By the way, this is
I said
totally
that
fake.
they're prop swords. Like,
Prop
Mine was
swords.
actually a real sword too.
Nothing.
It just needs to be sharpened.
Yeah.
prop knives.
I don't have it. How dare. How
I
dare
don't know
you.
where
I don't
my
have a
prop gun is right now, so I'm not gonna bother looking for it.
Yep. Can't
Hold
do
on,
that.
how
Did
did
you
you
get to shoot
even
this?
Okay, so what were we doing again?
I don't know. We just pulled out swords.
We were pulling out swords and we were talking about something else as well.
Yeah, I was talking about like what we were talking
He's
about.
pulling his cock out.
He's pulling his cock out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of, I'm just kidding.
Oh shit, this is fucking X-rated. Hold up.
just straight up. You want to see a sword? Here's a sword.
Oh
My gosh.
Yeah, that's gonna
God
be.
damn, why is this bigger than mine?
Why is your sword bigger than
Somebody
mine?
poke your dick out. I'm
Wait.
sorry, I had to
If
reference
his
the
sword's
meme
bigger
from
than mine,
2023.
And her sword is bigger than
No,
his.
you're good. It makes sense.
Yeah, speaking of, is there any memes that you've made within your channel?
Yeah, it's the one I was just talking about earlier that has like K views.
As far as I'm aware, no.
Yeah, like,
The meme I'm about to make involves your mom and me in bed.
yeah,
So are you gonna ask her about her pussies and cream, or
Exactly. You have to now. It's guaranteed to happen.
Did I accidentally start a meme?
man's gonna sell it on the black
Yes.
market like fucking bathwater?
Go to X videos, baby.
Oh my god.
Hmm.
So,
What has this become?
like,
We've gone
this
down the
was
rabbit hole
like
we
an
cannot escape.
episode to where we just like get a chance to like know each other as friends, and then we're just like
Mhm.
threatening each other with prop weapons.
And then say, "Well, do your ma."
Oh my god. Okay, so yeah, if you two like have anything that you're curious of, I'm gonna let you do it because right now there's brain fog for me.
Your mom's bra size.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, let me get that. Does he wear something cute or?
Is she a D or an H?
I ain't answering that dog. I ain't answering that question.
Probably
You
'cause
should.
don't
We
know
need
it.
the answers. This is a podcast. We need to know these answers, please.
How about fuck you?
Fuck you, bitch.
No, fuck
Wish.
you.
Didn't we tell you to get the fuck out? You didn't know any anime. Fuck out.
No, I know some anime. Like, do yourself a favor, go on a platform called My Anime List, and look at my anime, list, and then say that again later on.
All right, listen. At least I know who Dio is.
Watch
Anyways,
Boku no Pico.
At least I know who Dio is. It's okay.
And yeah, now that we're at the topic of anime, my first anime from when I first got into it was Inuyasha. And other animes that I grew up with is Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, Pokemon, Bakugan, and there's one more I don't remember on the top of my head. And I got into Sword Art Online, My Hero Academia in my teenage years, and then there's some others. I need to refresh my memory. Holy shit. So,
You know what really pisses
you guys, like, what was the first anime for you guys?
Honestly, I have a friend, right? He really pissed me off with this. It was so controversial. It was so unbelievably mind-blowing. You know what he said?
What?
He said, he said the anime Fairy Tail and My Hero Academia, both individually, is better than Dragon Ball. I'm like,
Yep,
the
that's
fuck did you just say to me? You little
Slap
shit.
him upside the head. What?
Yeah, smack him in the back.
Fairy Tail,
Smack him in the back
even
of
if
the
Fairy
head
Tail's
next time you see
popularity
him.
and My Hero Academia combined, I bet you Dragon Ball solos. Fuck you talking about? I bet you my grandma that's under the freaking ground right now knows Dragon Ball and doesn't even know what the hell Fairy Tail is. She'd be thinking, what, we talking about the Grimm freaking stories or something? No, we're talking about the anime. I was like, oh, I never heard of that one.
God. No, first anime for me was I remember growing up and I saw the card. I just wanted to.
Yeah, anime.
Mine was literally Dragon Ball.
Anime titles I'm currently in the process on watching is Agresco, Assassination Classroom, Cowboy Bebop, Goblin Slayer, Konosuba, and Suicide Squad Isekai.
I didn't hear any good about that one.
I've heard mixed reviews about the Suicide Squad Isekai.
For Goblin Slayer, there is this one goblin called the Mind Goblin. Have you heard of him?
I don't know on the top of my head, but so please don't spoil.
Mind Goblin on these nuts!
Yeah! Get fucked again, bitch!
I am going to hit you with the Super Saiyan bitch slap and just slap your ass next time I see you. Ass first, then face when I bitch slap you.
It's okay, listen, we'll go listen to Imagine Dragons together.
Imagine
yeah,
Dragon
let's listen.
Nuts.
Yeah, Imagine Dragon these nuts.
Oh my god!
I read your mind like a fucking book. I know damn well you ain't gonna try to get me with the These Nuts joke a third time. A third time in this episode of the podcast. Oh man, this is gonna be
who else won't get you with the These Nuts joke?
Don't tell Candace.
Shit.
My mom.
No.
Oh my god. Alright,
no.
so animes that I have watched is
no.
Anime titles that I've watched is Attack on Titan, 2 seasons in so far, Chainsaw Man, Cyberpunk Edge Runners, Danganronpa, Delicious in Dungeon, Demon Slayer, Fate Grand First Order. I'm just gonna name the anime titles that I have not said yet. Out of all that's listed here: High School of the Dead, Howl's Moving Castle, Makuya When the Promised Flower Blooms, and somebody said that I was gonna cry to it from when I watched it the first time. It touched my heartstrings. That was it. No crying. Just, oh shit.
Oh, damn. Listen, the amount of fucking animes that come out with now, I think there was...
It is good. And full of fan service.
Yeah. So is High School DxD, but we ain't talking about
no,
that.
that thing is nothing but fan service. You want nothing but
yeah, that's so true.
Ponyo.
No, listen.
Sailor Moon.
No, not Ponyo.
Soul Eater, Spy Family, Sword Art Online, Trigun, Whisper of the Heart, Wise Man's Grandchild, Yuri on Ice. That's what I've watched.
Those are pretty good ones. No, what was it? There was a TikTok, like it'll just pop up randomly for no reason on my For You page. It's about this guy that got resurrected into an anime role. Fucking vending machine. The fuck?
That sounds.
Oh
weird.
yeah, and where he can actually talk, but he has
I've
his message
seen
where he can
that.
talk with and all that. That's about it.
Yeah, it's like he's literally a vending machine.
Yeah, I dropped.
He is a vending
I
machine.
dropped Death Note 6 episodes in because I got bored of it, but I'm enjoying the manga more than the anime.
Understandable.
Yeah,
Fair.
I'll give you that one.
Mm-hmm.
So that is something I cannot be roasted about. And speaking of, whenever I say that I'm a Sword Art Online fan, it's with Season 1 to be specific, I get roasted for it.
You get roasted pretty a lot.
Season 1's not bad. Season 1's not bad. I like Season 1.
Yeah, and Season 2, it's not as good as Season 1. The Gun Get Online portion, it's ass.
I don't like the gun part. I dropped it because of the guns.
You know what needs season 2? Wise Man's Grandchild.
I agree.
We need more than where we were left off at, because it just feels like there's a lot more to cover throughout the whole series, and we're still at season 1. It's criminal.
Speaking
honestly.
of, who's seen the anime? Because I'm not gonna talk about it if you haven't seen it.
That's why I didn't spoil it at the end.
Right.
It's pretty cool.
I have not seen it.
Okay, so I'm not gonna talk
Pretty
about it, but in solo leveling, from when I said that from the end of season 2, I said he's level 100. I predicted that shit, bro.
Bro, legit said it seconds before it actually popped up to 99, and then 100. Bro literally predicted that.
Yeah,
I was like,
if I predict things and if they're correct, bro, if I predict things and if they're correct, the Matrix is real.
Bro, really predicted it.
Yeah,
like 5-10 seconds after it literally popped up. There was
like
100.
For example, like before the Game Awards, I predicted that we were gonna get a Final Fantasy character, and I was correct, but I predicted the wrong character. I predicted Tifa. It was Clive, but it was still a welcome surprise.
Yeah, you were half right.
Yeah.
Which, speaking of, like, who are some guest characters that you would love to see for what fighting game someday?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah, me, honestly, and I'm sure you guys will agree with me on this take, but Conan the Barbarian would feel a lot more at home as a guest character in Soul Calibur than in Mortal Kombat.
I could see it working there better, yeah.
Yeah.
Excuse me. There needs to be a remaster. There's an old fighting game that used nothing but horror characters.
Terradrome?
Yeah, it needs a remaster.
Yeah, honestly, and it was a fan-made game at first, and then they got like a cease and desist to where they had to go for public domain characters, which that was unfortunate to see. Like,
listen, y'all could pick it up, you know, actual horror movie game makers, fucking do it.
Yeah, like, when it comes to guest character ideas, like, when it comes to my projects, if World Sprawl was to have fighting game guest characters, an idea that I think would be pretty sick to see when it comes to horror characters is Ash Williams for World Sprawl 1. Because if he can travel to the past, he can travel to the future.
Rick Grimes.
Rick Grimes, that'd be a good one.
Yeah.
That'd be an interesting character.
No, I feel like everybody's first take would be Waluigi in Smash Bros.
He's a Nintendo character, so that wouldn't really count if you think about it.
What about Iron Fist from Marvel?
For what?
For what?
I don't know, maybe Street Fighter.
Oh, that would be good. That would be good. I
mean,
I'd love to see that, honestly.
Iron Fist from Marvel Rivals maybe even would work for Street Fighter, because
that'd be cool. I like
like Iron Fist.
Yeah, so That
plays
could
into the
technically
style.
bring back Marvel vs.
Very well.
Capcom if you think about it in some way.
Yeah, that would be a good addition right there. Perfect setting right there.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Goddamn
Like,
Super Town Hall.
If Capcom can have Marvel characters in Marvel vs. Rivals, they could have Iron Fist as a guest character for Street Fighter 6. Imagine how
Dude.
awesome that would be.
That would be pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
What is?
Okay.
And when it comes to guest characters, I think would be pretty cool to see. From episode 11, we did talk about Scorpion being in Injustice 1 and Sub-Zero being in Injustice 2. I honestly think Noob Saibot would be a cool Mortal Kombat ninja to have if they continue the trend for Injustice 3.
Yeah.
How about Smoke?
True. What about Reptile?
Those
Good one.
are also good options, but I feel like that they should have it to where it's just one character, if you think about it. That way, other characters can have a potential chance. Like the Power Rangers, for example, because we've had the Ninja Turtles, we may as well. And
Yeah.
He-Man because of a comic book crossover that we've had. And
Uh-huh.
who knows? Like, ideas could be endless when it comes to comic book characters being in Injustice. Like, imagine seeing frickin' Darth Vader in Injustice 3.
Listen,
Honestly,
talk
if they
about
do
comic book
He-Man,
characters.
you
What
gotta
about
do
cartoon
Skeletor.
comic book characters, you know? She could add them in there.
Yeah.
If you do, honestly, if you do He-Man, you gotta eventually add Skeletor in there.
Yeah.
You
Mhm.
know what? You're right.
It's like must have.
Fucking.
And when it comes to Tekken characters that we could potentially see as guest characters, I do think that Yorihan would be a good guest character for Tekken 8.
Yeah.
Because we've had Akuma for Tekken 7, and he was a pretty good addition. And I don't know which Fatal Fury character would be a good idea if the property was to be given a round 2 in Tekken, because Geese Howard was a pretty good addition.
Mhm.
And with other characters that could potentially have a chance, like if we get like another Smash Bros character, I feel like that Sora is going to be like that one once in a lifetime character because of how strict Disney is when it comes to its rights.
I thought Sora was already in it.
No, Sora is in Smash as the final guest character in Smash Bros Ultimate.
Okay.
Mhm.
What would you say about Solid Snake?
He was
On
the
what, like,
first third-party character, and I don't want to see him leave anytime soon. Because he was cut from Smash Bros. 4, and then he came back for Ultimate. So I would love to see him come back. And you want to know who would be a good guest character to have? We've had Kazuya for Ultimate. I want to see Siegfried from Soul Calibur as a Smash Bros. Guest character.
Okay.
Ooh, that would be
What about
interesting.
What about Raiden?
Okay.
What about Raiden from Revengeance?
Ooh. Okay.
That'd be badass.
That would be
Mhm.
for what game?
That'd be cool.
From Revengeance, Metal Gear Revengeance, Raiden.
Yeah, I know, but for which fighting game?
Oh, for which fighting game?
Yeah.
Honestly, any one of them could really fit for him.
Yeah, honestly, 2B is one of those characters that is welcome in any fighting game in my eyes. Like, but the only one that I feel like that is a weird addition is seeing her in Soul Calibur 6. But I think Geralt and Harumaru are two good guest characters to have in Soul Calibur 6.
You know who I think would fit kinda well in Street Fighter?
Who?
Senator Armstrong.
Ooh. Okay.
Ooh, that'd be an interesting one, actually.
I'm gonna need to
Yeah,
get a
that's
chance
it.
to know the character before I fully say whether or not if I agree with that idea.
It's from Revengeance, Metal Gear Revengeance. He's like the main villain.
Metal Gear Revengeance.
Yeah, Metal Gear Revengeance, yeah.
And Lucy from Cyberpunk Edge Runners is going to be the first guest character in the Guilty Gear series, and she's coming out later this year in Strive. And I'm honestly excited for that, and I honestly think that they did a pretty good first pick, because it honestly just makes sense given the cast of characters.
I can understand that, yeah.
Like, imagine seeing Song... and if they do another well-known anime character, Song Jin-woo for Guilty Gear Strive.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
And my brain just like started going burr.
Don't worry, mine did too.
I'm about to say, yeah, I can't stop thinking about pussies in here.
Stop.
I'm gonna milk
Mine-
it dry.
mine be on
Sorry,
episode
I'm milking this
3.
joke dry.
Yeah, milk it dry like you're milking your mom.
Oh my god. Okay, so what do you guys want to talk about? Like, we did... Like, when it comes to, like, the friendship part, like... When it comes to the cool things that we've done, like... I memorized that 2 years ago, at the beginning of 2023, for the first 3 months of the year, we did a pre-campaign for Dungeons and Dragons where we create the story of Fantasy's Virtual Darkness Aftermath. Which, I'm not gonna lie, that was a fun time to do. And nowadays, like, I've just been by myself when it comes to, like, the writing of it. And also, speaking of, B, when are we getting Chapter 5? Because you said that it was gonna come out last month. I am calling your ass out now.
Golly.
Throw him under the bus like crazy.
So I was working on fixing the ending because I wasn't happy with it, and then I went on my hiatus, and I just haven't had the chance to get back to it.
Yeah, if it helps, I'm
But
currently
it should
writing...
come out sometime next week, I would say.
Yeah, I'm currently writing Chapter 2 of Cyborg Assassin 1, because Jason Dakoa, aka Speedo, is currently in his training arc, and a good question that I ask myself is, what would be some good narrative choices for him, given the fact that he's pretty much learning how he could use his supernatural abilities, like super speed and his 2 separate blades for whatever situation, like normal blades, laser blades, and then he gets like 1 or 2 more abilities and or weapons later on. So pretty much like Kratos, where he uses the Leviathan axe for the ice element and the Blades of Chaos for the fire element, and then the Dropnir spear for the wind element.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna be 100% honest, I still think this would be a good idea to this day, but I do want to get into collaborative writing with other writers that I'm friends with, because if you think about it, it would like make things 10 times faster when it comes to the writing, because I know that it would be stressful as hell for me to do everything by myself.
Mm-hmm. No, I get that.
Like, of course, I will give some details on what there is so far for Gunblade 7. So what I have in mind for the ending of the Gunblade saga is that the remaining members of the squad of heroes who is still alive reunites together one last time before Gunblade sacrifices his life for New York City.
Yeah.
Get this man a movie.
Laser swords, and then suddenly gun.
Oh my god.
Laser swords, like lightsabers. How about no?
How about I pull out
Persona
my
music starts
Desert
playing.
Eagle? How about I pull out my Desert
Yeah,
Eagle from freaking Deadpool?
Yeah, and speaking of Gunblade, if World's Brawl was to have, after the World's Brawl stories are written, if the games were to have guest characters, Gunblade can easily make it in as a guest character because he's technically because he is a Mindstorm Creations character, but he's from a different universe.
Yeah.
Which, speaking of, like, as a fun fact, an idea, I was wanting to be a game designer from when I was in my high school years, and then from when I started to do writing, I was like, maybe this suits me better than game designing, but, and an idea that I do want to do for a horror game is something inspired by Dark Deception, but leave out the Pac-Man parts, to where there's like certain mazes that you have to survive, and then there's like some stealth parts that you gotta worry about, and then puzzles that you gotta do. And I think those three ideas together would be a fun idea to do for a horror game. And the title that I thought for it is The Experience, because I wanted to go for something that's simple but perfectly straight to the point.
There should be here and there jump scares.
Here and there jump scares.
Yeah, of course
It's
there will
just-
be jump scares for if you get caught.
Okay.
What about some here and there jump scares, like static encountered?
Or just like the cheap jump scares where they're just like peekaboo and then just goes back to their hiding spot.
Yeah,
feel
just be like you run past this one shelf in a hallway, and then suddenly pops out of your head. You think you're dead, but nope, really is just part of the game.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so you
so
can do
I-
that, and then you're getting chased. Starting again,
Kind of like a fake out death from like the from
God
like
of War Ragnarok, to where Thor is like, oh no, I
Yeah,
say
exactly.
we're done.
I say when we're done. Right to life.
Listen, you just use your game as like static jump scares that Dreaded's talking about. That goes down, which allows whatever you're running to be able to catch up with you. That could be like a good little game.
Yeah, so I do have like level titles in mind and like what the theme would be. So Overgrown Harvest, which would be level 1, is a overgrown farm to where there's Venus flytraps around a maze, to where if you get too close, you're done for. And the second part, you have to sneak out of a slaughterhouse, and then you gotta sneak into a farmhouse, and then after the fake out jump scare, you're gonna be in like a traditional escape room to where you have a limited amount of time to figure out puzzles.
Okay.
And there's this content creator by the name of Blonde Days who said that she wanted to be in a video game someday. And if that ends up being in development, I would love to give her a cameo someday. Like, I honestly think that giving her a cameo in a horror game could potentially make that dream come true.
Yeah.
And as far as voice actors go, I'm not 100% sure who I would want exactly yet. And I pretty much know the basics of voice acting, but I do want to get into the enhanced stuff with training.
Yeah.
And back to like the level ideas, level 2 would be titled Stewer of Horrors, which that's self-explanatory theme-wise, but mutated rats would be the threat. So imagine a horror version of the Ninja Turtles, but it's a rat instead of a turtle, and they are terrifying looking.
Mutated giant rats that look like Master Splinter.
Exactly.
Oh, wow, okay.
But in a way to where they look terrifying.
And ugly.
Yes. And
And going with
Infected
those
Laboratory would be level 3 to where you have zombies and aliens. Tainted Castle would be level 4, where you have to survive against a cult. And why I chose a cult for that idea is because vampires would be too obvious. Level 5 would be Corrupted Forest, to where you have to survive against witches, which I honestly think that's like a perfect idea theming-wise. Level 6 is inspired by the Quarry, to where it's called Shadow Moon Camp, and the threat is werewolves. Level 7 would be Slaughter School, where you have to survive against a demon girl, and the noises and the voice and the whispers that you would hear would make you feel paranoid, being like, oh shit, is she close or is she trolling me? And level 8 would be Abandoned Memories, which would be inspired by the Joy Joy Gang level from Dark Deception, to where it's Five Nights at Freddy's inspired animatronics, to where I was thinking of like a fan-made series called Five Nights at Hopper's, but with the characters that I made for it, I was like, you know what? If I don't want a fan-made game of this idea, I could just have them be a part of the experience. Level 9 would be Madness Manor, to where it's dolls and mannequins, and they move around when you're not looking at them, but they stay still if you're looking at them. So pretty much Weeping Angel style for that level. And level 10 would be Freak Show Clowns, with the level known as Freak Show Chaos. And then the second to final boss would be a spider clown, which tries to chase you. And then we have a demon known as the Fortune Teller, who's pretty much reading tarot cards and then refuses to read the second to final one.
Interesting.
You know what would be an interesting horror level?
What's that?
Just an empty room with a baby crib, and you actually have to sing it a lullaby and sneak out of the room. If you fail even once, baby comes at you like a child.
Yeah.
I mean, we could
that's interesting.
That's terrifying.
We could potentially do that for level 9, to where it's like a doll that sounds like a baby crying, and then we just like have like a rhythm mini game.
Yeah, and if you fail the lullaby part or sneaking out of the room at any point, like if you make too much noise after you do the lullaby, it'll just fall on the ceiling and just jump on you. And think of it this way: you may think you got it at some point, like you get out of the room, but like if you fail and you think you got out, even though you thought you failed, but you made it out, you did fail. The baby just jumps at you from the exit.
Oh, that would be terrifying to see. I'm not gonna lie.
That sounds pretty scary. I'm not gonna lie.
You think you got out scot-free? Nope, you're not scot-free. The baby just kills you right there.
Yep.
Hey, you think you made it out? Psych. You thought,
Psych,
bitch.
That would be an interesting one right there. Just you thought you got out of there? Nope, instant death from the Baba of Doom.
And outside of this podcast, Dreaded Shadow did join the Order of the Amethyst Oak Dungeons and Dragons campaign as a first-time player, and I'm not. And it is my first time being a dungeon master in that campaign, because in the other campaign that I play in, I am a high elf fighter by the name of Baron, and I'm at level 9 with the rest of the party.
Nice.
And the mindset that I have is that after all the players level up 4 times, that is the end of the chapter. So this means that Katniss Zareth, who is Tyler's character, is gonna experience part 2 of the dungeon and then get into the boss fight. And also, B, you remember that one portal to where it was a throne room?
Yeah.
The destination to where
That's
that
important,
portal
isn't it?
goes is going to change when you guys come back. Because I honestly originally thought of it to where you have a boss fight off of the rip, but from I thought about it more, I was like, you know what? Let's have a part 2 of the dungeon. That way, everybody gets to enjoy the experience of the dungeon, and then go into the boss fight, and then we go to level 5.
You mean there's more shit to look for?
Yeah, that's right.
Finally!
And
Maybe it could actually be useful.
who knows
Who
who
knows?
the 5th player of the campaign could be if we think about it.
If we ever get one!
Yeah, that is if
This
we
is
get
fun if we
one.
don't.
We are not 100% sure yet at the time of recording this episode.
Mm-hmm.
And
Tired.
of course, like, when it comes to other characters that we created, an idea that I want to do for, like, a sleeve tattoo is Rider Uchi on a cherry blossom tree with, like, a moon shining on him. I'm not 100% sure which design yet, but he would be on top of a tree branch. And on the tree, it would be like a yin-yang surrounded by Norse runes. And then on the outer ring of the runes could be the runes of the Mirror Gate dimensions. And then on the forearm part, it could just, like, be the stems of the tree. And then, like, depending on how far the tattoo goes, there could, like, be some cherry blossom drops on my right chest, if you think about it.
That would work.
Yeah, I honestly think it would be a badass tattoo as a way to represent my writer side.
Yeah, that would work.
Mm-hmm.
And I've lost count on how many times I've said this, but I'm honestly thinking of having my first tattoo being a Hylian symbol on my left wrist as a way to represent the fact that the Legend of Zelda franchise was a part of my childhood and still holds a special place in my heart to this day.
Right. That'd be good.
And when it comes to, like, coming to think about it now, like, what are some things that you think would be a cool idea to do for, like, a potential collaboration with Team Ghost Trick and the Buddies?
It's I mean, listen, I might take B's place of whipping your ass in Master Duel, but we that's a whole different story.
Which, speaking of card games, if I win against B in Gwent, I have to win a rematch against him in Magic the Gathering to be considered as the trading card game champion of the Buddies.
Mm-hmm.
Which, so far, B is having the running crown right now.
At the moment, I am king.
You're so...
It's not going to last very long, but it's there.
Yeah, so only time will tell when that time comes. And May 20th is going to be an exciting day for us because... So, there's this VTuber that we're friends with by the name of Summer, which she's a part of a duo known as Summer and Winter. We're collaborating with Summer May 20th, and the game that we're going to be playing is Repo.
Okay. That'd be good.
And an idea that I've been talking about for quite some time is that I would love to do, like, a merch collaboration for either the 4th or the 5th anniversary of the Buddies. Just not 100% sure who to do the merch collaboration with yet.
Listen, just hit me up. I got you.
Alright. We can talk about ideas after the recording of this podcast if we think about it.
I don't know. That would be sick as fuck to have your all's little logo, but with, like, ghosts coming out of it.
Or if we...
That'd be
or
cool.
we could, like... And what I'm thinking is that we could, like, do, like, 2 merch designs, like, one for the Buddies and one for our collaboration partner.
Yeah, that'd be good. Sell merch.
That way both of our supporters can support both of us with the merch drop.
Yeah.
And when it comes to, like, you know how, like, some content creators would, like, give some lore to their OCs?
Yeah.
I do that.
I wrote the lore for Steven Myers, who is the mascot of the Buddies, And the story that gives the
Oh.
lore is Last of the Talgans. And we are talking about the idea of introducing the... And we were talking about the idea of collaboratively working together writing-wise on the Talgan folklore saga. Which I honestly think would be a fun idea, but I do want to do the writing for Disc Fighter for when the time comes, because I do have a good idea as to what I want to do with Disc Fighter. And then
Nice.
whoever writes Saviors of Earth, I could ask them being like, hey, while you brainstorm ideas, I want to take some time to write Undying first before you start your work on Saviors of Earth. And then the ending is Invasion of Neo Hell, which could give more details on what happened to Planet Talga during the beginning of the events of Last of the Talgans. That way you can have a better understanding on the origin story of Stephen Myers. And an idea that I think would be pretty sick is that the remaining survivors of Talga is at a galactical war against Neo Hell. And then
Neo Hell. That sounds funny.
Neo.
Neo Hell.
Yeah.
It's hell, but it's new.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
So why I named it Neo Hell is because it is a Mars Guardian weapon that can conquer worlds.
Oh,
with
it's a super
enchanted
weapon.
technology.
Yeah, it's a super weapon. Okay.
Yeah, and why enchanted technology is because it is illegal if it is in the wrong hands.
Okay.
And for safety reasons, they do not require any civilian in the Mirrorgate universe to do that, because what if they use it as a weapon of destruction to where they end up fighting themselves, being prisoners in the void for their crimes for their afterlife?
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of like, when it comes to writing ideas, like, to AMV, like, what is something that you think would make a pretty cool idea for, like, a potential adaptation?
For an adaptation of what? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Like, you talking about like a story for like Dungeons and Dragons?
It doesn't necessarily have to be Dungeons and Dragons. Like, it could just, like, pretty much be, like, anything at this point. Because I am, like, honestly wanting to make, like, a comic book that's a post-apocalyptic world that's overtaken by demons. And the title idea that I have in mind is Renovation.
Okay. I feel like I don't know how you do that with the whole renovation. You go the Doomslayer route where he just gets a whole bunch of armor, he slays demons, or you go the Spawn route where he's a demon himself and he's killing the demons that started the whole apocalypse.
Ooh.
Yeah, we can make a character that's like that because with
that's what I'm saying, isn't it?
Because the two ideas that I do have in mind on how I can describe it in a nutshell, if it was to be compared to well-known fandoms, imagine if The Walking Dead meets The Evil Dead, or imagine if The Walking Dead had demons instead of zombies.
Yeah.
And there are some certain guns that would work well against them, but pistols would just make them be like, that tickled, now you die, depending on the demon that you encounter. And then some that would just, like, pretty much hurt them, and then you can come in for the kill with any weapon that you think is a good one to fight against them. Like, let's say if you, like, want to rip and tear with a chainsaw, or if you want to beat their head into mush with a baseball bat.
Nice. It'll be very fucking good to read, and we'll just be able to, even like hell, even like as another video game at it's fucking Doom Slayer, but with demons and shit.
And with Paranormal Slayer and Cyborg Assassin, if there were to be video game adaptations, something I think would be a fun idea to see is like do like a Telltale inspired route to where you get to choose how the story plays out, but the novels.
Love those kinds of games. Those games are the best.
Yeah, especially with
especially
The Walking Dead, which is in my opinion the best Telltale series. And The Wolf Among Us is a close second for me. Which, again, that's just my opinion.
Yep, no, your opinion.
It is good.
Anyway.
Did you just roast me behind my back? How dare? What did I do?
No, don't worry about it.
What do you mean don't worry about it?
I
can smell bullshit from a mile away.
Listen, I be smelling hot melts, but
like we just like went from getting a chance to know each other as friends to talking about nerdy stuff, and then just like start roasting each other for takes that
it happens. It just happens.
Exactly. Listen, y'all invite me to a podcast. It's fucking chaos at this point.
You have fun. You talk about topics you love. You make fun of each other. It just happens.
Exactly. Like, what type of friends would we be if we don't make fun of each other?
Exactly.
Like, where's the fun in the friendship if you don't bully each other out of love? And whenever I poke fun at somebody, there's obviously no malicious intent behind it. Like, I just... Like, whenever I poke fun at somebody, it's just to it's just to add fun into the friendship, you know?
No, there's totally malicious intent. He texted me this morning talking shit. Why are you talking shit like this? I can't say it straight face.
Yeah, so what do you guys think would be like a... So when it comes to like getting a chance to know each other, not just as friends, but as content creator friends, like what are some things that we can think of that we might have been curious about but slipped through our minds?
Ooh.
Close obvious is a collab, but that's really obvious. I don't think it's gonna slip somebody's mind.
I honestly do want to get into more collaborations, which this is technically the first one that I know of so far, and then there's going to be a second one later this month. I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to have a third one yet.
Right.
Which, speaking of, B and I should get back into playing We Were Here at some point, but the part where we get to the chess puzzle...
Just as long as my game does not crash.
Alright, so how about this? When we get back into the game, we can switch roles and see if that fixes it.
I would be down for that.
Yeah, I honestly think that that idea would be a lot better if we think about it. And when it comes to... What was the first single-player game I played from when I first started my content creator journey? Because I remember that Minecraft and Among Us were my first two games from when I started my Twitch channel.
Yeah.
I know the first series I did on my YouTube channel, Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. Love that game.
Oh, yeah, really good.
Hollow Knight was my first one.
Ooh. I'm trying to think. What was my first one? Oh, it was fucking Little Nightmares 2. Because that was the first one I've ever played. And then we went to the fucking South Park Stick of Truth, and I never finished the Let's Play.
Yeah, there are some games that I haven't like gotten the chance to finish, if that helps. And if I want to restart, I just like delete the current videos and then start off fresh.
Yeah, I have a shit ton of games in my backlog that just keep piling up, and I'm like, stop growing.
Right? No, that's literally me. I started a whole nother Let's Plays. I'm still haven't passed episode 6, but that's what happens when you play an old Bakugan game.
Yeah.
Single
If
player
I decided
games
to
that
just
I've beaten
stop
on
buying games,
single player games that I've beaten as a content creator is Injustice, Gods Among Us, Duranko Wonko, Midnight Witch, Tattletale, Minecraft Story Mode Season 1, Lilith Wants to Buy Your Soul, Project Cat, Paper Lily Prologue, Paper Lily Chapter 1, the Henry Stickmin series, Hotel Remorse, Helltaker, Doki Doki Literature Club, Soul Calibur 6, the first 3 seasons of Walking Dead because I dropped season 4 because I didn't like it, The Wolf Among Us, Amanda the Adventurer 1, Season 1 of the Telltale's Batman series, The Quarry, and Resident Evil 2. And I'm currently in the process on playing Cult of the Lamb, Danganronpa, Trigger Happy Havoc, Lego Star Wars, The Skywalker Saga, and Batman Arkham Knight. And I started playing Five Nights at Freddy's last night so that I can prepare content for Horror Game Season 2025.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. If I were to just stop buying games, which is not going to happen anytime soon. No.
Right.
I have money. I like games. I see a game I'd like. Give me. No, I guarantee I would have enough games to last me nonstop, probably from now until probably around this time next year.
Yeah.
And when
It's insane.
And when it comes to the Google Docs that has a list of games that I play, a smart decision that I made is that I have hyperlinks to where it can take you to the correct game. Like, for example, with
Ooh.
Crab Game and Banana Shooter, if anybody's curious, they would be like, ooh, what's this? And then they just get guided into a Steam link to the game.
Hey!
Which, honestly, Banana Shooter is an underrated game because not a whole lot of people know about it. Same case with Wizards.
Mm-hmm.
Which, speaking of, we gotta get back into playing Wizards at some point, because it's been a hot minute.
Agreed. It's been a few months. I need to play it again.
And an idea that I was wanting to do for a stream is that we played the multiplayer mode of Buckshot Roulette, because the first time we tried doing it, B's PC couldn't handle it, so we switched to Banana Shooter for Plan B. And I
So
honestly
funny
think
because
it
I
would
was
be a
then
fun
able to play it again with my friends later that week.
You saw nothing.
So I can do it again.
Yeah, I honestly think that it would be a fun idea to do like a collaboration with somebody for when we play the multiplayer mode of Buckshot Roulette. And hell, maybe even Liar's Bar would be fun, but I don't have that game.
Ooh.
I have Liar's Bar. It's pretty fun. Yeah.
And
It would be fun.
a question for all of you, exempting for Tyler, given the fact that we're in-person friends. If there ends up being a coincidence to where we meet each other in person, what is the first thing you would do?
I'm about to humiliate you. No, I'm joking. I'll like dab you up.
Bounce you to a game of rock, paper, scissors
That's
for
exactly
dominance.
what I was thinking you could do is just dab them up.
Yeah, dab up, and then I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna take you behind you, boy. Come
Just
here, boy.
dab up and then friendship hug. That's how I roll. The hug
Yeah,
part
and then I'm
is
just
for
gonna
if
fucking
you
embarrass
would,
your ass.
and the hug part is for if you do give consent, of course, because consent is key.
Always give consent.
Yeah,
Do
like,
not
let's say
spray.
no, not the spray. Like, if I end up meeting another online friend, like if I end up meeting an online friend in person, the first thing that if they end up wanting to hug me, I would be like, all right, friendship hug, let's go.
Come here. Holding on.
Just a fake out hug. Just be like, you want a hug? And it's someone I hate. I'm
Beef.
like,
Whoa,
"Sir."
shoot.
Yeah.
I hug, but before I get something on my pocket, hug him. Laser.
Yeah, you want to know something that would be funny for like a short video? Just like dress up as Spider-Man, being like, "This is how you riz a girl," and then just pull like a Miles Morales to where you just like put her hand on your shoulder, on her shoulder, being like, "Hey," and then behind the scenes, you just ask her to slap you in the face, just perfectly cut before the slap.
And then just it stops right before the slap and goes da 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 to be continued.
Or like to be continued, we'll be right back, or just like the Lion Sleeps Tonight, where it goes.
Lion sleeps tonight.
Or just that or the Markiplier charges at you and punches you.
Okay.
Or just like, you know the song Bones by Imagine Dragons?
Oh, it's one of my favorite songs by them.
See, so you do
Love
like
that
Imagine Dragons.
He's nuts in your mouth.
No, Imagine Dragons, that's across your face.
I saw that coming from a mile away. Nice try.
Ah, get fucked, you fell for it. Hey,
I
I
love
did
that.
not fall for
but
it. Like,
I hate the
I ain't talking about
meme.
you, boy, but listen, you might like it too.
yeah, so why I
here,
mentioned
here,
the
here.
song Bones is because of the meme to where, like, before it's perfectly cut, it just has the boys logo on it.
Mm-hmm.
I got this feeling
that
in
you know. Yeah, not that. So that makes it 4 ideas on what we could do for like a funny short video. Man, I should like get like a Spider-Man cosplay, and then like we invite one of our female friends to do a collaboration with us.
You know, it'd be funny
Mhm.
if you wore the normal one, I wore the black one, and then we just go strolling around Walmart doing the Bully McGuire theme.
Bro, nah. No. We just play Low by Florada.
Or the You See Me Rolling, they hating.
Yeah, that's yeah. The
When they
song
try to
"Dirty"
get me
by China
riding
Million is
dirty,
fucking goated. If I'm gonna be honest with you.
gonna get me riding dirty,
Mhm.
gonna get me riding dirty.
All right, so like like from when we started our content creator journeys, like as a fun fact for me, Markiplier and your narrator are the 2 inspirations for me to start my content creator journey. Markiplier for the content creator part, and your narrator for the voice acting part.
Okay.
Yeah, I love
Okay.
your narrator guy. He's very awesome.
Yeah, and
This is
I
so
honestly,
cool.
and for if the Mirrorgate universe was to have adaptations, I think he would make a really good voice as Kalak from Paranormal Slayer 2.
Yeah.
Like, I do
Probably
have some
Schubert.
good voice casting ideas. Like, for example, with Shark from Fantasy's Virtual Darkness, I was thinking Roger L. Jackson at first, and from when I thought about it more, I was like, you know what? Keith David would slap harder.
He does not bad.
Mhm.
Like, imagine hearing Keith David as an evil king who seeks conquest against an entire continent on the behalf of the Dark Realm.
Prepare for my arrival.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, that would be pretty sick to
Yeah.
see. And when it comes
Just
to
conquest from Invincible.
voice ideas, I do think Alex Lee would be a good voice for Jason Dakoa, also known as Speedo. And speaking of, like, when it comes to characters that you've seen in other content creators' books, like if they were to have adaptations, who do you think would be a good voice for who? Because I know that B says that he can see Johnny Young Bosch being the voice of Tengu.
Are you sure?
Okay. Are you sure?
Of course you were gonna reference fucking Omni-Man with that shit.
Are you sure?
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 Are you?
No, I don't think you understand me. Are you sure?
Yeah. Are you sure?
Are you sure about that?
Are you sure?
Now you went from referencing J.K. Simmons' line to John Cena's meme.
Are
You
sure
can't
about
see
that?
me.
Sure.
Of course I'm gonna get trolled by it. And I'm gonna go use the restroom real quick, so if you guys wanna yap for a bit, I'll be right back. Still recording, by the way.
Cool.
We better be, because this is my podcast now. Hi, guys. Welcome to Ghost Trick Podcast 2.0.
Sweet, let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all are going to come with me now. Let's go.
Okay. I am now
Where we going?
officially kidnapped.
We're going to Disneyland.
Yay!
Hey, that's why my uncle goes where he wants to touch me.
Yours too? Oh my. Related? I didn't know we were related. That's crazy.
I know, right?
Oh my god.
On his days off, he likes to shoplift and smoke some good weed.
Shit, I like some good weed. Some tequila. Anyway.
Just mellow out with the weed.
Yep,
Drink that tequila right after you're done smoking it.
Uh-huh.
And then just lay on that couch like a little potato. Oh, yeah.
Listen, you know what would be even better than tequila?
Mm.
Fucking Crazy Fox Oni's brand named Pussies and Cream energy drink.
Oh, yeah, let's go. Pussies and cream.
Listen, that's this is shirt for now on. If I don't see it make that, oh shit.
You better make that a shirt. I would buy that.
Make
Because
one
I think it's
shirt.
funny.
Did you not have a nice quick whiz?
Did you wash your hands?
Of course I
Did
would.
you wash?
Wash your hands.
Joke's
Filthy,
on you. I
filthy
did that
boy.
the first thing after I pissed.
I thought you were about to say you
Good.
did it before you pissed.
What?
You
thought
just
so
wash
too.
your
I'd be
hands,
like,
then take a
why
piss?
would you do it before
Why
you
would you?
piss?
I don't understand
Always
people who do
after.
that.
That is some backward shit right here.
Yeah, I'm gonna wash my hands. then
Yeah,
take a
that's
piss.
backwards.
Well, I just want to make sure my fucking dingling's clean before I piss. I want to make sure I'm handling it very nicely.
And then the nut busting begins.
So that's how you get the flavoring for fucking pussies and cream. Gotcha.
Oh,
Oh, what the
yeah.
fuck?
We're just missing the pussy part now.
No, that's the sequel to the flavor. You don't like pussies and cream? Fucking
Yeah.
balls and cream.
How about just
I don't
cream?
know what you want to
How
call
about
it.
just cream?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
you don't
when
like
it comes
Just the Cream?
to giving characters that you create an iconic line, I'm not one. I don't think I remember B's reaction to this line, but a line that I gave to Ryder that sounds badass and what I would say is iconic is "I am the Reaper that calls your name,"
No, it was very iconic. Yeah.
I'm
and
justice. I am night.
and how he
So
would
you just
say
gotta
it,
add like a little bit of
he-
deep.
and how his voice would sound is that it's low, raspy, and deep.
Like Batman.
Hold on, I'm gonna. I am the Reaper of your name, motherfucker.
Nope, like.
Come here.
Let my voice cords warm up first, and then I will deliver. And in a nutshell, imagine if it was said by James Earl Jones or Kevin Michael Richardson.
I am the knight. I am Batman,
I am
bitch.
Pussy
Fucking
Man.
justice for Gotham. Yeah, you're
Justice
just holding fucking
Gotham.
tubs in your utility belt of pussies and cream.
Oh,
Batman approved. Batman
do I have
approved.
to look
Pussy
back at the
approved.
recording to hear what conversation you guys had?
No.
No.
Worry.
No, you're good.
Don't
We're good.
worry about it.
Oh,
Probably nothing.
okay.
nothing
Sounds
else.
like
Worry
I'm
about the
looking
little
back
child
at the
with the
recording
mouth
after
open.
this. Got it. So
If you do that, you're a bitch. I'm just saying.
I will neither confirm nor deny if I did that after this recording.
Listen, I'll know.
Therefore, you have
I will
confirmed with your own words.
I'll know about it when I edit this. All right.
A man's gonna text me later on tonight after.
Could even edit these
What
nuts.
the fuck did you say?
Yeah, like.
It's like,
From when I was AFK for 20 minutes from session 7 of Order of the Amethyst Oak, Penguin was like, you know what fixes depression? Big booty Latinas. And I wholeheartedly
is
agree
he
with him.
wrong?
No.
Is he
like,
wrong?
Matter of fact, like, from when I was in high school, I had a principal who was a big booty Latina.
With great power comes great big booty bitches.
Yes,
Booty bitches.
exactly.
Yes.
Yes.
No, listen. You know what the other acceptable answer is? You know what the other acceptable answer is?
What?
Right.
Fucking big titty goth mommies.
Yes.
Goth mommies.
Yes.
that works at GameStop.
Works at no GameStop's no longer a thing. It's gotta be Hot Topic.
No,
Just saying.
no,
Get some
no,
fish
no,
in
no,
there.
no,
GameStop's still there, just
no.
not
Like,
as
GameStop is
common
closed.
as
hear
it
me
was.
out. A big titty goth GF that works at Spencer's.
And recommends the back aisles.
Oh my god.
Nice.
Listen, I am here with the Lord. Are you ready to talk about our Lord goth chicks and fishnets? That's our Lord and Savior right there.
Yeah, sign me up for that religion.
Yeah,
It's either that or you
Yeah,
listen to
sign
the
me up for
religion
that,
of anime
like-
thighs.
big titty goths, big balloony Latinos, combine that together. Bam!
Oh,
Absolute
Perfect
No,
woman.
wait. We got a third option.
perfect wife.
okay. What's the third option?
Slightly young, but thick, juicy mummies.
Are we talking about like at our age?
I
I'm
think it was
talking
referring to like early 30s.
Yeah, maybe like 30 to 35 ish around there.
Okay.
That's a good range.
That's like. And
I like how we went from talking about nerdy stuff to like Smash.
Yeah, and the,
Like-
like we first like started like talking about like how like our content creator journey has been, which speaking of, what was life like before we started our content creator journey?
Terrible. I got bullied a lot back in school, so
Yeah, I was bullied
Not
a
very
lot
eventful,
from
honestly.
7th grade. Which was why I went to a school called the Broad School in 8th grade and had my high school years there.
It was
Yeah.
funny, even though I would be the most commonly referred to as "why are you not being bullied" kind of kid, because I was purposely doing stupid shit that would get me bullied constantly. But I don't remember getting bullied for any of it.
nah. Bro, I got bullied for the stupid shit. I remember when I was back in elementary, I had like the Bakugan shirt, and then I had this Bakugan watch slip on the Bakugan, and it was just like flip open to see the time. You had like Praeus, Skyrus, and Drago.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
that's
little
cool.
things.
and also,
I just
wrote
Benny,
it.
I think somebody's calling you in the background because I heard the name Benny in
Yes,
the background.
it is. It is. My father, he's calling me for dinner. I'm going to go now. It was nice meeting you. I will see you all later.
See you,
Bye,
Hi,
boy.
friends.
see you in episode 15, man.
You got
Yeah, now it's the three amigos.
Yep, just
It
us
is.
three.
All right,
Just the three of
Shadow,
us.
listen, 50 in
Together
PayPal
we
if you go
can
beat
make
up Crazy right now. Go beat up Crazy. 50
What do you
bucks.
mean go be?
Done
Yeah,
deal.
go kick his. Yeah, $50 PayPal if you go kick his ass.
Not
Oh, that's all I have to do is kick him in the nuts, and I get $50 PayPal.
dude, like
Sign me
honestly,
up.
like I'll let somebody kick me in the like if I
No,
like,
you ain't getting the $50.
no, like imagine like if somebody pays you for being kicked in the nuts, like if I was being paid $100 for somebody to kick me in the nuts, I will happily take that. It'll be worth the pain
You know
though.
Hey,
Man,
think of it this way.
hospital.
No. Think of it this way. He didn't say I had to do it hard, so I can lightly kick you.
Oh,
in the
yeah,
nuts.
true. Fight. Shit.
Yeah, like from when we were like making TikToks for the buddies TikTok, the old one to be specific, because we weren't able to log into that account. I playfully kicked you in the nuts at the time.
I was like, "Ooh,
Demonetized.
Not demonetized.
demonetize these,
Fucking TikTok violation. There you
demonetize it because these nuts are in pain." Oh.
No. Yes.
go. Fucking
Yeah.
rupture.
And
Rupture my kids. I can never reproduce.
yeah, so like when it comes to how
Call you
long we've been
one
a
ball
content,
wonder.
like what year did you start your content creator journey? Because I did say for both YouTube and Twitch, but if we were to count the TikTok times, December 1st, 2018 was like the start of like the training arc of being a content creator for me.
Yeah.
For me, I think I started around maybe 2016, 17-ish with my very first channel I made. But it was more of I was a middle school, like a senior middle schooler, wanting to do stupid
Yeah,
shit.
Yeah, like
that's about how I was. I don't remember the exact year. Like I said, it was the in between year of my middle school, I believe, going into the 8th grade, if I can remember correctly.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
was
started
in and
creation
like what
of
I said like
around
in
the time
the
it was popular.
and like what I
Yeah.
said from when we were talking about how we started our content creator journey, I was in high school at the time I started.
Mm-hmm.
And
Fucking
like when it comes to potential guests that I honestly think would be a cool idea to have in the podcast, who knows like where it could go. Because
yeah.
I honestly think that this one is a good start.
No, it is.
The moon don't shine in the glistening sun. Do it for your hun.
Roboy.
She got no buns.
Okay.
I honestly don't know like where else this is gonna go. And
Yeah.
who knows like what could potentially happen for the future of the buddies, because the Discord server is currently 12 members away from 100 at the time of this episode. And when it comes to how many slots are open for those who may potentially want to join the buddies, six we have 16 members, so we have 14 spots open. So who knows where
Okay.
the future can go. And
Gotcha.
July 6th this year makes it the 3rd anniversary of the group. Which, speaking of, when did you start the Teen Ghost Trick group?
I don't remember the exact date, but the year we started back in 2021. So we're 4 years old pretty much right now.
Yeah, so yeah,
Congratulations.
how I how I have the dates memorized is that I have them marked on my calendar. That way I can like pretty much be like, okay, this happened on that year.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
So
so yeah, we're technically 4 because I started back in January 2021. So
yeah.
Hey Jason, are you OCD by any chance?
What do you mean by that?
Or like very oriented and organized, like over the top?
like if one thing's out of place, it makes you like
Start
very
freaking
uneasy,
out
and you gotta like fix it.
because you're giving me very OCD vibes right now.
Yeah, I don't have OCD.
Especially when you mention, I mean, when you mention that calendars, you seem pretty
Pretty,
organized, and
it's
it
like
seemed, yeah, like if it was out of place, you'd probably go, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, if it's out of place, I could just look back to when it first happened and then fix it.
All right, so if you don't make a big deal of it, then maybe you're just very clean.
Yeah,
yeah, he's very just well organized. It's okay.
like horror game season
Because you could be well
usually
organized
starts
and
at
not be.
July 16th and ends November 1st.
Nice.
And when it comes to the Order of the Amethyst Oak, we should be 8 sessions in next session. So who knows where that can go. And I did help Tyler out on getting his character set up, and do you want to describe your character and his origin story?
You mean for the D&D sesh?
Yes.
Okay, he's basically a sorcerer mage reincarnated from a real world's perspective. Like,
Mhm.
think of it as like a reincarnated Japan anime, but he had a very good life. up until he got reincarnated. And now he has to deal with a world very much operated like the actual Dungeons and Dragons he's used to, because he knows only a little bit of it. But now he has to work his way around the world,
Yeah.
figuring out the whole workarounds
Yeah. And
as a source.
And in that
Okay.
world, the Order of the Amethyst Oak is a guild that protects its land, because the idea that I do have is that Vecna is the antagonist of the first part of the campaign, and then we could potentially start a new campaign after they beat the final boss, which
Mhm.
could potentially Order of the Amethyst Oak Part 2.
Okay.
So basically, it's like an adventurers guild that defends its people and land from things like the boss and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very common trope.
And when it comes to the writings that I have done, like the Gunblade stuff, Gunblade 1 was pretty much where I started my original stories, because I used to do fan fictions back then, but I deleted them because I thought that they were cringe. And I honestly do think that depending on what you do in the fan fiction, it can be cringe. So I just pretty much use my Wattpad as a source of having original stories, and I don't remember what that platform is called that I was recommended to have original stories for, because I got roasted for it after I said it. Why are you laughing at me? At the day
You just get roasted a lot.
Bro just makes himself a target any chance possible. But when I do it because I'm doing it on purpose. When he does it, he doesn't try.
No, listen. The first roast I ever seen of Jason is where he's trying to fucking smoke a cheese stick. I was
Yeah,
like,
that
the
was a
fuck
meme.
are you? I was like, the fuck are y'all on?
Yeah.
I'm high on cheese.
Yeah, so
Hey!
I explained the origin of that meme, so
Yeah, I do remember the origin. I remember we had talked about it, and I saw the video.
alright, what's
But
the
I was like,
origin?
if I remember, it's been so fucking long. I just remember you fucking had a cheese stick, and then you changed spooky.
But honestly, I barely remember it myself. Honestly, all I know is you
Yeah,
tried to
so why
smoke a
the fuck
cheese
you
stick
getting
down
after me for
Jason's
it?
head.
So
Yeah, it's like you tried to smoke a string cheese stick, like that. That was pretty much it. I don't know.
yeah, so basically, for those who may not know, like, what's being referenced, I jokingly used a cheese stick as a cigarette, and Rose took a screenshot of it, and it got turned into a meme. And and then we turned it into a merch design for 420.
Well,
Because
looky
if
here.
you're
Now
gonna
I got you a new meme for 2025. You just fucking pussies and cream, bro.
yeah,
Yep, we got a new one for merch. Pussies and cream. Just put
Yeah.
that as a logo for a tub of ice cream. Put on a shirt, and boom.
Listen, my
All
PayPal
we
will
need now
be
is
in
that
the
lady's bunny
VC
suit.
text here. You give me half the earnings from that shirt because I literally came up with the idea. So
Okay, just imagine from the belly button down, a bunny outfit, squatted down over ice cream tub that
yeah,
says "Pussies and Cream."
yeah, that's the shirt.
the, the fact that I
That's the
accidentally
shirt.
said pussies and cream, like, I bet you that if we think about it, like, I think that would, like, make, like, a good merch design, either, like, as, like, a solo design or as a merch collaboration.
Nah, I think that's just more solo design, my man. I feel like that's literally all you.
No, yeah, you were poking fun at me. But
I
we
can't
can
help
talk
you
more
can't
about that
speak.
later. Yeah. Like, I'm pretty sure that if we do a video to where we let our audience roast the Floridians of the buddies, I'm sure you're gonna, like, cook me with your roasts.
Listen, I did a whole video where I let my community roast me and the team roaster back in the day. I'm just gonna literally say it's funny as fuck.
Like, there was
So I'm
one,
literally going to do it.
and of course, like, when it comes to ideas that we could do for a video. Like, there are some that I've been like wanting to do with the group. Like, I honestly would love for all the 4 Floridians. It used to be 5, but one of them deleted their Discord account and left the group due to their situation, which honestly was an unfortunate event.
Yeah.
But if like, I would love for the Floridians to meet each other someday. So Dreaded Shadow and Stormio, they like I'm sure that they'll be able to make friends with each other when we do session 8 of Order of the Amethyst Oak. And then I just gotta introduce Blind Tech to Tyler and Stormio, and then boom shakalaka, all the Floridians met each other. And then we could have that as, and then we can like have like a part 1 on how the buddies met, which we could start with the Floridians, and then when we have a full roster, we could do it with the rest of the members of the buddies. That way we have like a idea on like how they met, on like how we met, how we made friends, and how we helped each other on our growth. And whenever I promote the buddies on my YouTube and Twitch, I honestly do want to help out everybody else who is also a part of the group. And what I'm wanting, and the purposes of the Discord server is that if you're a content creator, it's a place where, or like, you can support other content creators, and they also have the option to support you if you think about it. And I honestly do want to bring back monthly community nights, but it's a bitch to do as a small content creator if you have a small community.
Yeah, no, I get that.
And I'm not gonna lie, I miss doing monthly community nights. But we still do movie nights to this day, and we've been doing a balance of weekly and monthly. And from when we were thinking of a movie night for May, we only watched the prequel trilogy as far as the Star Wars films go at the time of the recording of this podcast, and we delayed it to tomorrow at the time of recording because as I was like, hey, as a heads up, it's going to be delayed to tomorrow because of this recording, and then next week, before the day before the Repo collaboration, we're going to finish the watch along with the sequel trilogy.
Okay.
And I'm honestly not surprised that the original trilogy was the most anticipated, because that was one that we've all grown up with. And with A New Hope, it's honestly impressive on the editing on how they managed to make a laser sword with the lightsabers.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, when it comes to any other nerdy stuff alongside with horror movies and anime, what are some other things that we can think of that we enjoyed? Like, let's say comic books, for example, or animated shows that we've enjoyed watching.
I mean, been going back on a binge because I believe Danny Phantom has a upcoming remake or something, especially with the comic books that they have.
Yeah, I didn't know Danny Phantom had comic books.
Yeah, it goes and continues the story of Dark Danny.
And I'm gonna be 100% honest, when it comes to films that I've grown up watching, I honestly loved Big Hero 6, which I honestly think is, in my opinion, the best Disney movie when it comes to the modern ones, but there are some good contenders when it comes to the old ones, if you ask me.
Yeah. I don't know. Kind of interested in the movie that's coming out. I'm hoping it doesn't fail, but I think it will based on how they've ran the franchise. Because now they're making a real life, I believe they said it was, of Bakugan, like a movie of that. I don't know exactly how I'm gonna feel about it. It just feels like a flop because the way they've already treated the seasons.
Yeah, and from when I first got into video games, the first one for me, the one that got me into gaming is Diablo 2. And
Okay.
I was 5 or 6 at the time.
Shoot, I'm gonna say I had to go classic. I was playing fucking Pokemon Blue on my neighbor's Game Boys and had time, and then I got one was playing Yellow and all that, and then what was it after that? Maybe it's like Call of Duty 2. I'm not 2. Black Ops 2. God, I'm a true gamer. Uh,
Yeah,
I mean, those
and to
were
be 100% honest, I do want to play the Black Ops 2 campaign on both
yeah.
YouTube and Twitch. But when it comes
Mhm.
to the multiplayer stuff, I honestly think that the zombies mode would be fun to play. Like, not like
Oh
the
yeah.
casual multiplayer stuff, because everybody knows that Call of Duty is the most toxic shooter game.
Oh, listen, they just banned something else. I forgot we were talking about multiplayer. Fucking Activision. If you teabag, it's a bannable offense.
Yeah, in fact,
Hmm.
and I'm pretty sure that the teabag was first invented in Halo.
It was, yeah. So even also in Halo, it's bannable offense. Call of Duty, Halo, all the. If you teabag, you get abandoned, like in the game for like 30 minutes.
That's insane.
Yeah, because they feel like it's harassment.
Yeah, other games that I grew up playing back from when I was a kid, like we used to have an Xbox to where it had a mod to where we had all the Nintendo 64 games. And what I played was
Mhm.
Yoshi's Story, Pokemon Stadium, Super Mario 64, Kirby 64, The Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time, uh, Super Smash Brothers,
Mhm.
and I don't remember the other ones that we've played, but I do memorize that the Xbox was how I got into the Soul Calibur franchise. So I had
Yeah.
Spawn as the guest character for Soul Calibur 2, and I'm honestly excited to see Soul Calibur 2 come back for Nintendo Switch 2, because that would like give us a chance to play as Link, who is, in my opinion,
Mhm.
which I'm sure that the rest of the Soul Calibur fans can agree with me on this. Link is the best guest character in the Soul Calibur history.
Okay.
And when it comes to the modern ones,
Mhm.
Ezio was a pretty good addition for Soul Calibur 5, and Geralt was also another good one. So who knows who we could get for Soul Calibur 7 when it comes to
True.
video game characters. But like what I said, Conan the Barbarian would be a good guest idea for Soul Calibur 7 if they want to bring back the idea of having movie guest characters.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And like what Tyler said, seeing Iron Fist as a Street Fighter guest character would be a cool idea to see. So, Iron Fist and Kazuya are my two guest character predictions for Soul Calibur. Wait, no, Street Fighter 6. I almost said Soul Calibur. Good thing I corrected myself. And I'm honestly concerned on how Injustice 3 and future Mortal Kombat games are going to be due to the state of the Warner Brothers game studios, which,
Yeah.
if Mindstorm Creations was to have collaborations, I am not working with Warner Brothers. But if they end up wanting, but if the Mortal Kombat fans wants to see a Mirrorgate Universe character in as a guest character, my pick would be Writer Uchi, because
Mhm.
because he can be a gruesome character, yes. Because in Paranormal Slayer 2, there's a scene to where he pulls out somebody's eyeball.
Nice.
Hmm.
And Fantasy's Virtual Darkness After Dawn is where to where things starts to get a bit more graphic. Not like at a level to where it gets banned, but like at a Mortal Kombat level of gruesome. Because
Yeah.
Terrifier 3 is a good example of if you go above and beyond, it could potentially get banned from countries due to how gruesome it is. And it is in the list of horror films that I do want to watch at some point. And I know that I'm gonna feel a bit uncomfortable when I watch it, but from when they said that it is very gruesome, and I said, I've seen Mortal Kombat fatalities, so it's no big deal for me. And then they were like, that ain't nothing to that.
Right.
So, do you guys like wanna yap about like a few more stuff, or do you wanna end the episode here? Because I'm down for either or.
It don't matter to me, my man.
What do you think, Tyler?
Actually, you know what I've been doing while you two were yapping?
What's that?
What?
Hold on. Let me share my screen and I'll show you. It's a little prototype I was making.
Oh,
Okay.
for what?
For that.
Well, we're gonna have to censor this on the YouTube video.
Yeah,
Little
I don't know if you can
prototype.
use. I was about to say, you're gonna have to like draw a new image of the woman or whatever. Copyright.
Yeah. I just like saw a random image on Google Images, and I saw like a tub of ice cream,
Okay,
and then I'm
so
like, I gotta
I know
combine the
who
two.
we're gonna commission for Pussy and Cream, Tiny Cactus art, and
Wait,
self-explanatory
now you get the
reasons.
idea I was getting at before, now don't you? That like the squatting bunny girl outfit girl with straight up ice cream right below her legs, and then there's the text being pussies and cream.
You know, at the bottom of Cream, you got to do this. Just put EST 2025. That way they know exactly when it originated.
Oh my god, yes. Because
It
the
just make it
cheese
look like it's a
smoking meme
flyer.
originated from 2023, and another
Yeah.
meme that originated from 2023 is the Puerto Rican meme, which I don't think I've ever explained the origin on this podcast, but we were playing Goose Goose Duck for a community night at the time, and my role was a mortician during that round. And I was seeing like what role they have, and then after I reported the body, I was like, all right, hear me out. I am a Puerto Rican. And it got turned into a meme after I said it.
Nice.
Yep. And I can confirm it is going to be a merch design next May because of time management when it comes to different stuff.
But do you like how I compiled all that in a short amount of time?
For real though.
Yeah. And
that was
of course
funny.
And of course, what would be funny is that we have like a chicken sandwich over the ass for censor purposes.
No,
Dude,
just
Why
be
is it a chicken sandwich?
because it's funny.
No, it'd be
makes
funnier if there's a
no
giant
sense.
emoticon of a peach.
No. Nah,
Yes.
chicken
Put a whole
sandwich
censor
would be
bar.
funnier.
Just put a censor bar at that point.
Yeah, but a chicken sandwich is funnier though.
No, wait. Do the wait. How about we censor it with the emoji that goes
Oh no.
like ooh kind of emoji?
Alright.
Just be
So-
like.
Alright, so who's doing the outro? Nose Ghost. You were the last one.
I wasn't looking. I was looking at shit on my computer, making that little image for y'all's shirt. Okay, and I got this. Let me see that. Alrighty, guys. I hope you're enjoying the podcast. No, I'm joking. Hope you guys did enjoy this podcast. I'm taking over from now on.
No,
Don't
you're
worry,
not.
Jason's hiatus. This is the Ghost Ship Podcast 2.0.
No, it's not.
I'm
Okay.
joking.
Alright,
But
so
make sure to subscribe to the buddies. Make sure to subscribe to the All Things Nerdy podcast. Enjoyed you guys having me here. Appreciate it. Got a lot out of hand.
anytime.
But listen, it's all good. Hope everybody has a great night. Like I said, make sure to subscribe. If you don't, I'm coming. I'm coming for y'all.
Yeah, and if you
And I will join the fun.
Yeah, and if you guys want to stay up to date on content and events, if you join the server, you're not just supporting the podcast, you are also supporting the buddies as well. So that gives you guys a reason to join the server to stay up to date on content and events and subscribe to not just the hosts of this podcast, subscribe to the other members of the buddies on YouTube and follow their Twitch. And that is all that we would like to get out of the way really quick.
And remember,
Now for the outro
everyone,
song.
pussies and cream.
Alright, so
Pussies and cream.
Alright,
Pussies
so-
and
Pussies and cream.
cream.
Pussies
so-
and cream.
Pussies and cream.
Pussies and cream.
so-
and cream.
Pussies and cream.
okay, so thank you everybody for watching episode 14 of the All Things Nerdy podcast. I was joined by Tyler, aka the Dreaded Shadow, AMV God from Team Ghost Trick, and myself, Jason, aka Crazy Fox 51. Thank you for watching episode 14, and episode 15 may come sooner than you guys think, because let's just say a lot has happened since this month started. Nevertheless, see you all around, and thank you for watching episode 14 of the podcast.
Join us next time where I'll come for you.